The opinions and views expressed here solely belong to the authors and do not necessarily reflect those of the Department of War, DOW, or its components. Any mention of commercial products or services does not comply with DOW endorsement. Additionally, the presence of external hyperlinks does not signify DOW approval of the linked websites or their contents, products, or services. IAW, all nav 24/25. Names and ship names changed for privacy and storytelling.
Hey guys, I'm Buddy. I'm an active duty CSS2, and somehow I got stuck doing this instead of meal prep. I didn't ask for the drama, but if I'm here, I'm telling it exactly like I see it.
Hey y'all, I'm Chantel, the Navy spouse who married into this mess. I absolutely hate drama, but unfortunately, the drama loves me. I've lived through the deployments, clocked the scandals, and honey, I definitely saved those receipts. If it's messy, I've got the full timeline.
Welcome aboard. I'm Danny, your trans troublemaker, chaos creator, and scandal-stained storyteller. With a flair for the forbidden, if it happened behind closed hatches or under the cover of night, I'm dragging it straight into the light.
And this is.
Deployed the drama.
Let's get started.
Welcome to our first bonus episode. On September 10th, a rifle cracked across a Utah campus. And in an instant, Charlie Kirk, one of the loudest voices in America, was gone. This episode is a little bit different, and we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into Scuttlebutt. Buddy, let's go.
Alright, drama deployers, it's time for Scuttlebutt. Your front row seat to all the whispers, wild theories, and straight up facts the fleet doesn't want you to know. Tonight we're talking about the kind of chatter that spikes when the world outside goes from heated debates to actual headlines, like an assassination on the Utah campus. People are talking, rumors are flying, and you know your guy has been digging through the noise to bring you the stuff that's actually real, and maybe a little insane. Strap in, this is Scuttlebutt, and nothing is off limits. So Charlie Kirk was a prominent conservative activist and founder of the Turning Point USA.
Was he a conservative?
He was conservative. He was 100% conservative.
So are conservatives the elephants or the
Donkeys.
they're the donkeys?
Guarantee you he's conservative.
And do you know why they're elephants and donkeys? Like, why do they pick those animals?
Never.
And what about like the colors red and blue? Like, why would they? Is that because like the colors of the flag or like?
I guess. I don't know. I never actually looked into it. Never really cared.
These are on the spot points that this scuttlebutt should have.
Charlie Kirk was a prominent conservative activist and a member of the Republican Party and a co-founder of Turning Point USA, a youth-oriented political organization. He was known for his outspoken views, close alliance with President Donald Trump, and his podcast, The Charlie Kirk Show. Tragically, he was shot and killed during a public event at Utah Valley University on September 10th, 2025, at the age of 31. His core political positions, his first one and his biggest one, was free speech and the anti-cancel culture. Advocated fiercely for free speech, especially on college campuses. What political views they had as young adults,
While they were speaking to Charlie?
any point in time, not just while they were speaking to Charlie. He viewed that they should be able to voice their opinion
Freedom of speech?
on anything.
Absolutely.
Our First Amendment, freedom of speech and religion. Obviously, you can't be racist and speak racial slurs. He would rather get better than get worse, especially when it was towards dissenting views, making us fall back to where we used to be as a country. He created watch lists targeting professors and school board members who opposed the conservative values. Yeah, sounds weird, sounds a little out there, but it was more of a, are these professors and school board members pushing different political views on college students before they even have the chance to choose what side they want to go on or choose which way they think? Are they being told how to think? That's what the watch list was for.
Wow. So basically, what you just said was it would help stop, like, let's say my professor from showing me that, one way is better than the other and their ideologies.
Yes, it's basically to stop professors from pushing their own ideologies onto the college students who are still trying to figure out who they want to follow and who they are as young adults or adults going to college. Either one. His other very, very notable value was Christian nationalism. He promoted the idea that America should be rooted on Christian values. Yes, he understands that freedom of religion is huge, but he also believes that we were founded based off of the Christian religion. We should remain based off the Christian religion. It is one of those things that he believes should be a thing. Like, there's a lot of the laws in our lovely Constitution, more specifically, the Bill of Rights, Amendments 1 through 10, that were built based off of the Bible, the Ten Commandments. That's what most of them were built off of. Like murder is illegal. Like I said earlier, he co founded Turning Point Faith to mobilize churches around the conservative cause. Yes, I understand we should have separation of church and state. Charlie also viewed in some aspects that we should have separation from church and state. The church should not rule the government and mandate everything religiously, but he also believed that we should have churches pushing for conservative reasons like abortion. It is taking away life at certain aspects. So, as a conservative, abortion is killing a person. These are Charlie's opinions that we are talking about today. He was also, since we were talking about the fact that he co-founded Turning Point USA, which was founded by Charlie Kirk and one other person when he was 18, as a sprawling right-wing political organization with more than 850 campus chapters. The group sends conservative speakers to college campuses and hosts conferences that convene thousands of young people for right-wing political issues like economics, race, and immigration. He was pushing his opinion, his thoughts, debated college students on their opinions and their thoughts, and all of his debates were based off of facts. They were not based off of just beliefs, they were based off of facts. Another one of his major standpoints is that he opposed the LGBTQIA plus rights and gender identity policies, calling the trans movement a destructive social contagion.
My goodness.
Charlie's view of it was that the trans movement was disrupting a lot of things, making it very, very difficult for a lot of people to understand who people are. He was basing it more off of science than anything. He was, again, since I talked about it earlier, I'll go ahead and bring it up. He strongly opposed abortion and feminism, which is a huge thing in the US. Feminism is widely known. So the feminist movement is based off of the belief and advocacy for the full social, political, and economic equality amongst the sexes. It challenges the systems and traditions that have historically restricted women's rights and opportunities while also recognizing that gender roles can harm men as well.
So it's like how people used to say, well, because you're a man, now you can get the job. But now sometimes just because you are a white man, you're not going to get the job because they have to give a job to a minority now.
Right. And then the first big wave of the feminist movement happened in the 19th, early 20th century, which focused on legal rights, especially women's suffrage, the right to vote, which was a huge standpoint. The second wave of the Feminist Act was to expand to workplace equality, reproductive rights, and challenging cultural norms. The third wave happened between 1990 and the 2000s. It emphasized individuality, diversity, and sectionality, recognizing overlapping forms of discrimination, not just based off of men and women, but men and women of different races. The fourth wave was done in 2010 and is still currently going on, which is driven by digital activism, focusing on issues like sexual harassment, the hashtag #MeToo that you see on TikTok, body positivity, and inclusivity. So the Feminist Act of today's time frame, obviously body positivity, huge thing. Not just for women, it's also a huge thing for men too. Men are allowed to feel good about themselves. We should be pushing men's positivity up too, just like we are doing with women.
Absolutely.
It's involving everybody.
Mhm.
He encouraged young women to prioritize family over careers. Again, this bounces off of his religious beliefs. Charlie's standpoint on this when I was watching some of his videos. Women, according to the Bible, are supposed to support their man and not overstep their man. Where in today's society, yes, women's equal rights. Women can go to work. Women can do everything that a man can do, and then some. And I 100% believe that. Women can do everything a man can do, and then some. Obviously, a man can't have a fucking kid.
I personally do not believe that, like in a workplace, especially, it should not matter gender or race or religion or nothing. What matters most is what you as a person can bring to the team.
So, with his religious belief stating that women should prioritize family over careers, it's his religious belief that women should allow the man to be the protector, the provider of the home. And if you want to start a family, he's not saying that you can't work. He's just saying if you want to start a family, put your family first and your career second.
Mhm.
His next thing that he was really big on is gun rights. Charlie defended the Second Amendment. Even one of his debates, he stated that it was worth it to preserve gun rights despite the amount of annual deaths by guns, well, by people holding guns,
Mhm.
increasing. Yes, I understand school shootings, big deal. Mass shootings, big deal. Honestly, where did the kids get the guns from? Had to have gone from their parents or from an outside source. If people would control how they hold their guns, obviously put them in a fucking safe.
I strongly believe that if you have a gun in the house, it should be in a safe unless you are hunting.
My stepdad has them in a safe just because, one, he has one in a safe next to his bed. If somebody breaks in, he can grab his 9mm and be prepared. But he has the big, nice guns that he goes hunting with out in the garage and is a huge gun safe. And I mean, those guns don't ever come out unless they're needed, for one. They're fucking dusty as fuck. He's used them in 5 years since I've known him. But two, it's kind of like, why are you gonna have it out for? Why are you gonna have, unless you're actively need it, like a situation where you need it in the home, you have your shotgun next to your nightstand or hidden behind the bed next to the nightstand where you can grab it, and in a case of an invasion of your home, that's acceptable. Put them all away until you need them.
I believe, and the way I see it, is if a child gets a hold of a weapon and goes to a school and shoots his classmates or his teacher or the security guard or the principal because they got pissed off, it is not only on the student who fired the weapon, but it is also on the school and on the parents of the child.
See, and that's the thing nowadays in school. And I solely believe this is why there are so many school shootings, is because kids cannot talk to the teachers because the teachers don't do shit about bullying and harassment or anything else when it comes to other fucking kids. 98% of the schools are no bullying tolerance or whatever the fuck it is. Okay, I understand that. So why are you letting freaking kids? Why are you allowing kids to bully other kids and they're getting fucking away with it?
Exactly my point.
Thank you.
If kids were not being bullied, then we wouldn't have as big of an issue.
Big facts.
We're going to move on to his fifth belief, which is race and civil rights. Another one that is probably going to get a lot of people heated. Charlie criticized the Civil Rights Act of 1964, calling it a mistake.
Isn't that isn't that the Civil Rights Act? Let me do some brain thinking. Hold on. That is my brain is not working right now. I haven't been in school in forever. What is that again?
So the Civil Rights Act of 1964 basically ended segregation in public places, banned discrimination on employment and federally funded programs, and they also enforced constitutional rights in voting, education, and public accommodations.
That sounds very important. I probably should have known that.
It is a very important act. It's a good thing that we revised it because we do have the LGBTQIA plus community, and they have equal rights just like everybody else. However, Charlie's standpoint was that the Civil Rights Act infringed on private freedoms, the right of the business owner to decide who they serve and who they don't serve, who they hire and who they don't hire.
That, I will admit, is an interesting topic.
It is a very interesting topic. Charlie's standpoint is that it infringed on private freedoms, which, as everybody knows, the U.S. is all about freedom.
Mm-hmm.
The freedom of speech, the freedom to own weapons, the freedom to own a business. It should be up to the business owner, which I think a lot of businesses still do it. I don't see it much or as much nowadays as it used to be. But a lot of places, restaurants being one of those places, have the right to refuse service. That is their right, which is a freedom that is given to them by the government to own their business and have the right to refuse service. So Charlie frequently clashed with progressive racial justice movements and the DEI initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what DEI stands for,
I don't. What is it?
DEI stands for diversity, equality, and inclusion.
Oh.
So the diversity portion of the DEI initiative is the presence of people from different backgrounds, identities, and perspectives, race, gender, age, religion, disability, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, so on and so forth. The equality portion of it is fairness in access, opportunity, and treatment. It recognizes systemic barriers and seeks to adjust resources on policies so that outcomes are more just, more real. They're fair, which is one thing that a lot of people in today's society are not following. And then inclusion, here's that fancy word for us. Inclusion is creating an environment where all individuals feel welcome, respected, valued, and able to participate fully. So yes, Denny, we were right.
Mm-hmm.
Inclusion is involving everybody and making them feel welcomed. So if they were making them feel, I'm going to jump back to the school shooting portion of this. If every student or every parent or every person in this world felt welcome based off their gender, their beliefs, their race, their religion, whatever,
Okay.
I honestly believe that we wouldn't have as many issues.
I agree too. I think there's just so much of in the background, like, that's not right. There's just too many people that think that they know everything, and that they're always right, that scares a lot of other people.
Yes. Charlie's standpoint against the DEI was more along the lines of like Black Lives Matter. Because it's not just Black lives that matter, it's all lives that matter. It doesn't matter your race, your religion. That is part of inclusion.
So wait, was he trying to change the inclusion, or was he a part of creating the inclusion?
He clashed with a lot of people who were trying to change inclusion. And in some aspects, he was clashing with others when he was trying to change inclusion.
Oh, so he was trying to change it?
In some points, he was, but in some points, he wasn't. So, like, he was trying to get people to be more respected and everybody being valued and for participation to be fully there. However, he was also very against certain participation in certain things. Like, everybody believes in certain stereotypes. So, like, we're going to bring up the NFL now, at least nowadays, is if you're not over 6 foot tall, completely built full of nothing but muscle, or black, you will never make it in the NFL.
That's not true. What about Travis Kelsey?
I mean, yeah,
Taylor Swift. It's only hilarious. Sorry.
Did
And
not
then
get married, like engaged.
oh, it's same shit to me. If you're gonna get engaged, you might as well just hurry up and get it through. Girl, I need to see her a little bit.
yes, I understand that there are white players. The majority of them are black, just like the NBA. The majority of the players in the NBA are black. So now there's a lot of people thinking, oh, I'll never make it to the NBA or the NFL because I'm not black. That is where Charlie's standpoint was. Participating fully in everything is every race, every religion, every ethnicity should be able to participate and kill off stereotypes stating that because I'm not of a certain ethnicity or race, I can't do that. Which is obviously not true. If you are of a certain ethnicity, you can still do the same things as everybody else. It was just one of the things that he did clash on. His next one, and this one was a little bit confusing until I started doing more research into his debate about this. His second to last belief that he debated a lot on in these college campuses, over 850 different places, was election integrity and COVID-19. You know, we have those myths and theories that COVID-19 was an insider job and that the government released it to control the US for a while. I wouldn't doubt it isn't just the US. It was a widespread virus that covered the entire world. Everybody was affected by it, not just the US.
Or so they tell us.
Or yeah, that's what they say. Charlie Kirk definitely promoted false claims of voter fraud in the 2020 election.
Wait, say that again. So he was a part of saying, yes, this is fraud. Or did I not hear that right?
I don't think you heard that right.
Wait.
Promoted false claims of voter fraud in the 2020 election.
So it was, I claim that there is fraud when there is not fraud. So he was falsifyingly saying there's fraud.
No. So what Charlie was actually doing, which is where news medias and stuff get it wrong, what Charlie was actually doing in those standpoints is he would try to debate the college student, stating that, you know, there was no fraud being done or there was fraud being done. Charlie was basically just telling them, because he was done with the conversation, that yes, there were fucking voter fraud in 2020. Or no, there was not voter fraud in 2020, depending on the debatable view, because he did not want to touch on it as much as the college student wanted to touch on it.
I still don't understand.
The next one was the spread of COVID-19 misinformation and opposed mandates and lockdowns. Yes, he probably did spread COVID-19 misinformation, like probably telling them, yes, the government is the one that released it. Yes. But granted, a lot of Charlie's debates were based off of facts. So if it's a fact that there was released by the government, then he's going to say it, which could be written off in today's society as misinformation because that's what we should not know about. Now, another one that is a very heated topic in today's society: immigration and demographics.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Here we go with ICE again. Oh wait, the episode hasn't come out yet.
Charlie endorsed the Great Replacement movement. The Great Replacement conspiracy theory. It's not really a movement, it's just a theory. And he endorsed it, suggesting that demographic shifts were politically motivated, basically stating that changing the demographic was done by politicians.
Changing the demographic. Demographic. I'm trying to understand what changing the demographic means. I'm probably dumb, but I don't understand what changing the demographic means.
Well, I'm about to summarize. The Great Replacement theory is a far-right white nationalist conspiracy theory. It claims that white European or American populations are being replaced by non-white immigrants, especially from Muslim-majority countries, through immigration, higher birth rates, and declining white birth rates. So in other words, the conspiracy theory is that ethnicities from other countries are either coming into the US or Europe, based off of this, into the US and Europe, and are increasing their population while the white population is decreasing. But I'm going to use Mexico as an example.
Oh jeez. Is it because I'm Mexican? That's why you're talking about it?
No, because it's one of the biggest ICE movements that we just did.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
So we're going to talk about Mexico. So we have a lot of immigrants coming from Mexico to escape very shitty situations that they are in, coming to the US, but they're doing it illegally. They are not getting their citizenship. They're just coming up here and looking for jobs. And as of a statistic done in 2023, most migrant workers are working for lower costs than American citizens. Obviously, ICE can't find every illegal immigrant because we don't have a database of illegal immigrants. That's not a thing. I say it's not a thing. It could definitely be a thing, and we just, as U.S. citizens, don't know about it because our government doesn't tell us everything.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I honestly wouldn't doubt. Just because, I mean, why wouldn't we have one?
I mean, it's a possibility, but I'm not going to throw that out there and then not know if we have one or not, kind of thing. So now that we have gone through all of his beliefs and everything that he has debated at these college campuses, we're gonna do a little dive into the people who disagreed with him.
That's a hell of a lot of people.
It's actually recorded a little over 10,000 people on social media. We are just going to dive into the ones that are making headlines, making the news because of the fact that they did not agree with Charlie. So we are going to jump into educators and academics. Professors, lecturers, and school staff across the U.S. that are posting any mocking, critical, or disbelief, or even celebratory posts about Charlie Kirk's death or anything that he believed in are starting to get reprimanded or fired.
But like, make that make sense. Why are you making fun of somebody for dying just because you didn't agree with them?
It doesn't make sense, but it's something that we're dealing with in today's society. People are making fun of him or being very celebratory because he died, and they're happy that he died because they didn't believe in his views. At least a dozen universities: Clemson University of Mississippi, Cumberland University, Middle Tennessee State, so on and so forth. Obviously, this is at least a dozen, so there's plenty more. I'm just naming a few. Either disciplined or fired their faculty and staff because of their celebratory posts or their discriminatory posts against Charlie. To name, just a few. Teachers in multiple different states, Oregon, Virginia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Ohio, etc., are being suspended or investigated because of the things that they are posting on social media. It is your belief, your opinion. Keep it to yourself. I'm not telling you that you don't have a freedom of speech, because you do, and you can say what you want, but you also have to remember that you have students. Now we're going to move over to another section of people or group of people. We're going to go to journalists and media figures. A Phoenix sports writer at an MSNBC analyst, obviously a news sportscast place, and other reporters are facing backlash or job loss because of their critical marks against Charlie. I understand their opinion, his opinion, but if you are doing it in a very visible place where people can see it, you are pushing your belief on somebody else in hopes that they change their beliefs to your beliefs versus Charlie's beliefs, which is not okay. That is taking away their freedom of speech. Media personalities who framed Charlie's rhetoric as harmful were singled out by every conservative activist. So everybody who is a conservative is singling out every newscaster or reporter who are framing or who framed Charlie's rhetoric as harmful. They are speaking against them. They're making them understand that what they are doing is not okay. We're going to move over to a very well-known section of the world. We're going to move over to sports and entertainment employees. Staff at the Carolina Panthers NFL team, or of the Carolina's Panthers NFL team, a coordinator from MSNBC, there's that newscaster spot again, and even restaurant workers for the team are being fired or suspended because of their post against Kirk or against Charlie, which obviously some of us are going to think, rightfully so, depending on what the post was about. If it's about, celebrating his death, then yes, rightfully so. They should be punished for it, because it's not okay to teach young minds of the US that it is okay to celebrate somebody's death. That's not okay. We shouldn't be doing that. As a country, we should be mourning somebody's death because he shouldn't have died the way he died. He should have been able to live a long, happy life, die of old age with his kids and his wife beside him, not assassinated at a college because somebody disagreed with him. And then we have some of the industry employees are also facing online harassment campaigns because of what they are posting and how they are saying things. We're going to move over to the public sector, which this one kind of hits home a little bit. We have firefighters, emergency workers, and even a Marine Corps recruiter being disciplined because of what they posted online. Our firefighters and emergency workers, police officers, ambulance work drivers, doctors, nurses should not be posting as role models of young minds, posting their beliefs and laughing and celebrating the fact that Charlie Kirk died. A Coast Guard employee is also being investigated for posting a meme dismissing Charlie Kirk's death. Rightfully fucking so. You are a mentor to a lot of fucking people. You should not be posting dismissing posts about somebody who died. A U.S. citizen who died. Someone you are fighting to protect. Now, we're going to move on to politicians. The stronger side of the U.S., supposedly. Progressive activists and some local officials, like a city councilor in Oregon, are being openly criticized about, or openly criticizing Charlie online. Conservative politicians and influencers like J.D. Vance, liberals on TikTok, are responding by urging people to report critics to their employers. Rightfully fucking so. If there is a critic that is celebrating a death of a U.S. citizen, their employer should know about it. So their employer can take control of that situation, remove them, take them off of social media. We're going to move on to the online criticism. A known defunct site called Expose Charlie's Murders catalog, 41 named critics claim to be processing 20,000 plus submissions of posts critical to Charlie. That is a lot of posts. 20,000, 20 plus thousand posts criticizing Charlie. Like, I understand he's not a very liked man among certain people and with their beliefs, but it's their beliefs, his beliefs. Keep it at that. The NPR estimated over 30 people have lost jobs and were investigated within days of Charlie's death due to online comments. Which, again, my personal belief, rightfully so. We shouldn't be celebrating a death. That's not okay. It is a lot of people that are doing it because they don't believe the same thing Charlie did, or they disagree with Charlie's views at some point somewhere, which is not okay. We shouldn't be doing that. You're teaching people, young minds, that it is okay to bash people based off of your belief. And that you shouldn't believe what somebody else believes. You should believe only what your parents tell you to believe or your teachers. That's a subject that you can talk with your parents for our young listeners and for your employers and employees. That is a discussion that y'all can have. That is not a discussion that I'm going to tell you what you can and cannot do. You're a U.S. citizen. You have the freedom of speech. You can say what you want, but keep it off of social media where everybody can see it.
What's that one thing that Charlie said? Oh, yeah. Just because you're offended doesn't mean that you're correct.
Exactly. Just because you're offended does not mean you're right. Facts will always speak louder than words. And that's the scuttlebutt for this week. From threats, rumors, and everything in between, we've uncovered the whispers that make you go, wait, really? But now it's time to lighten the mood a little. Some things are just downright delicious, and maybe it's total trash. So grab a snack, pour a drink, and get ready for the first ever Skip It or Ship It, where we try our new foods, products, and other goodies and tell you straight up if they're worth your time or if you should just skip it.
All right, y'all. It's official. Welcome to the very first ever Skip It or Ship It. This is where we put foods, products, and all sorts of crazy new things to the ultimate test. No filters, no sugarcoating, just straight up judgment from your favorite crew. Are we loving it? Are we leaving it? Are we shipping it straight to the moon or skipping it forever? You're about to find out. Let's dive in and see what's actually worth your time. So today we're going to do two things. We're going to review, Buddy and myself are going to review the new sweatshirts that we bought off of the TikTok shop. And then the second thing is Buddy and myself are going to Starbucks and going to review Charlie Kirk's famous Starbucks order.
I'm so excited for that. I don't know about. I've never had honey inside of the. Is it considered a coffee?
It's a tea.
I don't like tea, so I don't know if I like it. The only tea I like, I think, is like the Lipton iced tea. I'm not a southerner. Well, yeah. Eh.
Anyway, so first up, Buddy and I are going to review these sweatshirts that we got from TikTok shop.
Okay, so tell me, how much was your shirt or your sweatshirt?
So for two with, I think it was free shipping, was $70.
Okay. What colors did you get?
I got baby pink,
I got army green.
military
Or military green.
He's tired. Okay. What do the sweatshirts say?
So on the front, it says freedom. And on the back, it says, thank you, Charlie. Up top, in big, like, bubble letters, has 31 with pictures of Charlie Kirk in them.
And his signature.
And his signature right in the middle. Yep. And then on the bottom of it, it says, true patriot. or sorry, it says A True Patriot, 1993 to 2025.
Wow, I like it. I guess on our socials we could put a little picture of you guys wearing them
Yeah, absolutely.
together. One face back. We'll turn Buddy around because he's ugly, and we'll have you facing the camera. So we'll drop the link in the description also.
Absolutely. The one thing that I will say that I do regret buying this sweatshirt, I did a little bit of research and I couldn't really find anything. If you do buy any Charlie Kirk apparel, buy it from a company that sends proceeds to his family. I didn't find anything from the person that I bought ours from that stated that all proceeds were going to the Kirk family. Um, but if it is, great. Um, either way, I love my sweatshirt. It's really good quality.
It is very good quality. It's a very durable fabric. I also believe that it would keep you very warm. I don't know. I haven't actually put it on.
That's cute.
yet
You want?
today.
I'm wearing it.
Oh, it's a Gildan. That's a good. I used to work at the Joanne warehouse, and this was one of the ones that you would buy the solid color and just crick it on the designs that you wanted. This is good quality. Heavy blend. Yeah.
So a little bit about the sweatshirts though. So I just kind of like looked on my TikTok shop order and this is what I found. And it's a unisex shirt, Freedom, Charlie Kirk sweatshirt, and shirt, True Patriot graphic tee. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Thank you, Charlie, with 31 in the middle, with pictures of Charlie, a true patriot from 1993 to 2025. Freedom on the front. And they come in from sizes small all the way up to 4 extra large.
So I could get one.
Absolutely. And they come in 16 different colors. And they come in white, black, navy, sand, ash, maroon, light pink, sport gray, military green, orange, light blue, forest green, red, charcoal, dark heather, and purple. And again, like I said, if you go to buy any Charlie merchandise, buy it from a seller whose proceeds go to the Kirk family. I would definitely buy this sweatshirt again. Obviously, from if the same seller, if their proceeds go to the Kirk family, I would definitely buy it again. That's a definite for me. So I think that this is a straight to the moon buy.
Awesome. Now I have another question. If your color was out of stock, what other color would you have picked?
Either black or maroon.
What about you?
I probably would have went black or sports gray.
So you would have went more neutral
Yeah.
instead of pop a color like you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can honestly say that the baby pink is really pretty.
You do.
Or the light pink, sorry. It's a really pretty color. Buddy, what do you think about yours?
I mean, it's a military green. Military green. I'm used to seeing military green, so it just kind of blends for me. The whole reason why I wanted the military green to begin with is because I can put it on and wear it to the galley, and it can match my uniform. At least while I'm in cook uniform, anyway.
So this is the green that I was talking about. Like, you know how we have the green in the kitchen?
Yeah.
This is more of the green that I would want back here
Okay.
with those random shaped wood pieces. I like that color green. It's like a sagey green, but it's military green.
So, buddy, what do you think? Do you think this is a shiv it to the moon or skip it for?
I think it's a ship it. It's definitely worth the purchase.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a good quality sweatshirt. It's a good branded sweatshirt. Like that brand is like they have them at Walmart. They're the ones that you buy the white shirt to tie dye. They're
Right.
like
Yeah. I have a sweatshirt that says mama with all of my baby's names down the arm.
all right, well, let's go to Starbucks and let's taste this drink.
Absolutely.
So, what did you guys think? First question. What is the very first thing you noticed? Did you notice the color, the smell, the vibe? What was the first thing you noticed when you said?
The smell for me.
When I sipped it, the taste. I didn't smell it. I didn't look at it. I just tasted it.
I smelled.
And do you guys think it's a drink for a majesty or not?
I don't see the royal family drinking this tea.
So you think it's something you'd hide in a Barrett's fridge?
No.
No, I personally enjoyed it. I drank the whole thing.
I personally did not enjoy it. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It's not something I would buy again.
I would.
Do the two honeys stand out, or do you feel like it just
No.
doesn't?
You don't taste it at all.
You don't taste honey.
Okay.
I barely tasted the mint.
I tasted the mint.
And was it super sweet, or do you think it was well balanced? Is it Cavity City, or is it?
It was very well balanced because, like I said, like you couldn't taste the honey, so it wasn't super sweet. It tasted like a hot cup of like chamomile tea that had mint to it, at least to me.
To me, it tasted like gray tea,
The hell is gray tea?
Earl Grey tea.
What the fuck is Earl Grey tea?
It's like a decaf tea. That's what it tasted like to me.
Okay, if you could describe it in 3 words, what would it be?
Refreshing, delicious, and then probably a good choice.
I would say it was decent. It was very... Bland's a hard word to say because you could taste tea. Like the flavor of tea was there.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't taste anything else other than just tea. And probably hydrating.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good work.
Is this something you'd proudly order out in public, or is this something you feel like you would like order on DoorDash and get sent to the house?
I would order it out in public and get sent to the house. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Neither. I would not buy it again.
Okay.
If you buy it again, I'll probably have to change the ingredients. But that's just me.
Could you imagine this becoming a go-to or a one and done?
So I personally don't think for me that it would be a go-to, but I don't think it's a one and done for me though either. Like if I'm not feeling good or something like that, I definitely think I would get it.
Okay.
Again, I thought it was really good.
I think it's a one and done for me.
All right.
Unless I change it.
All right. If you mix this with a Navy Galley food combo, what would it be? Out of all the food that you've had at the galley, what do you think would match with this tea?
I have one.
I would say like my olives and my pepperonis and my cheese. Little charcuterie board.
Okay.
I would say our pork and fish meal.
Okay. So salad bar and pork and fish. Okay.
Pork and fish. Like the tea would pair great with pork, but it would also pair great with fish. I just wouldn't drink it all the time, which I might be bringing tea home.
So this one is for Betty. Who do you think would survive longer on a deployment with this drink? You or your captain?
Probably my captain. Because I wouldn't drink it.
Okay. So, on a scale from base tap water to first class champagne, where would you rate it? Like a 1 to 10?
So for me, it would be like a 7 or 8. Like it's not something I would drink every day,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely something that I will order again.
It's not horrible, but I wouldn't drink it.
Okay.
That would be like a 4 or a 5.
Okay.
Not the worst, but it's not the best either.
So this is the verdict. Would you skip it or ship it?
I would ship it.
I would skip it.
Okay. Okay. So there you have it.
And that's a wrap on our very first skip it or ship it. Some hits, some misses, and a whole lot of laughs along the way. Remember, we tell it like it is, so you know what's worth your time and what's just noise. But while we've been shipping snacks and skipping products, the real world outside hasn't slowed down. And some stories demand more than a taste test.
Now let's hand it over to Chantel, our resident gossip queen. It's time for wine time.
Welcome to Wine Time. Normally, this is where I bring you Milso stories or the drama of Navy life. But today and basically this past week has just felt different. It's felt heavier. And I really don't want to sip my wine and laugh. I want to pause with it and I want to think. I didn't know Charlie Kirk personally, but the way his death has dominated headlines, I can't help but imagine how his family feels. Losing someone so suddenly, without warning, it makes me think about the people in my own life and how I would handle that. The sudden loss of Charlie has been sitting really, really heavy on my mind. Even though I didn't know him personally, it's hard to watch someone's life get cut so abruptly. And yes, he said things that made a lot of people angry, maybe even hurt. But at the end of the day, he was still someone's son, someone's friend, someone's father, someone's everything. And it makes me think about how quickly life can turn. One moment you're here, the next you're gone. And that thought, it's scary. It makes me hold tighter to the people that I love. So tonight, this glass of wine, it is a little heavier. It's not about the petty arguments or the gossip. It's about slowing down and remembering that life is fragile, that grief, no matter who it is for, deserves space. There are things that have been irritating the absolute hell out of me since I've heard about the passing of Charlie. I have heard so many people cheering and celebrating the fact that somebody was killed. Somebody was murdered. And it may piss a lot of people off, but I'll be the one to say it. If you are celebrating the death of Charlie when somebody that you love, whether that be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your child, your spouse, whatever it is, you better celebrate when they die too. Because you are a very sick individual if you are celebrating at the fact that a wife is mourning her husband and children are mourning their father and not understanding why daddy isn't coming home. That is one of the biggest things that has irritated me since I heard about the news. Now, I don't believe that this is anything but an assassination. It absolutely is an assassination. But all Charlie wanted to do was have fun and debate with people. He had his opinion, you have yours, and that is perfectly okay either way. It does not matter your political views. It does not matter if you are Republican, Democratic, a liberal, a conservative. It doesn't matter. What matters is that a man lost his life. 2 beautiful children lost their father. That is what matters. He wasn't out there harming anybody. He was just trying to have a simple conversation. That's all it was. Now, what really breaks my heart, if you listened to what Erica Kirk had stated, and as a parent, it would break anybody's heart. She came home and her daughter ran up to her and asked, "Where's Daddy?" Just like she said, how do you explain that to a 3-year-old? How do you explain to your 3-year-old that Daddy doesn't get to come home because somebody took the life of Daddy? But I think that she did a great job in explaining it. Her words were, "Daddy is on a business trip with Jesus so he can afford your blueberry budget." Now, what I will say is I have never lost a spouse and I've only been married once. So, I mean, what I will say is, I've never lost my spouse. He's still alive. I cannot even begin to imagine how Erica is feeling, how those babies are feeling. I can't imagine it. It sucks. It actually is beyond sucking. is devastating. Charlie was loved by so many. He was hated by many too. But I mean, if you look at the facts, you hear and see more people who loved Charlie than you see and hear about people who hated him. So tonight, I am choosing to sip slowly. And to everyone listening, maybe just take a second to call someone that you love and tell them that you love them. Because we don't know how much more time that we have on this earth. This was wine time, a little heavier than normal, but maybe that's what we all needed. So let's stop for a minute and dive back into the depths because it's time for Beneath the Wave, where dark truths are waiting to be uncovered.
Welcome to Beneath the Wave. In this episode, we delve into the tragic event that has reverberated across the nation. On September 10th, 2025, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was fatally shot during a public event at Utah Valley University. Today, we're going to explore the life of Kirk, the events leading to his death, the arrest of his alleged killer, and the broader implications of this act of political violence. Born in Arlington Heights, Illinois, on October 14th, 1993, Charlie James Kirk was a figure who rose from obscurity to become a prominent voice in American conservatism. Kirk founded Turning Point USA in 2012, aiming to promote conservative values on college campuses. His Prove Me Wrong tables became a symbol of his confrontational approach to political discourse. Over the years, Kirk expanded his influence through media appearances, books, and his podcast, The Charlie Kirk Show. He aligned himself closely with the MAGA movement, advocated for policies that resonated with conservative youth, yet his rhetoric often sparked controversy, particularly his stances on LGBTQ plus rights and his criticism of civil rights litigation. Despite the controversies, Kirk's impact on American politics was undeniable. He was a polarizing figure, admired by many and despised by others. His death has left a void in the conservative movement and ignited debates about political violence and free speech. Charlie Kirk was speaking at a Turning Point USA event at Utah Valley University. As he engaged with the audience, a shot rang out from a rooftop approximately 200 yards away. Kirk was struck in the neck and later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. The shooter, later identified as Tyler Robinson, 22 years old. He was apprehended after confessing to his parents, who then contacted the authorities. Surveillance footage and the ballistic evidence confirmed his involvement in the shooting. Tyler Robinson, he was a 22-year-old electrical apprentice from St. George, Utah, had no prior criminal record. However, investigators uncovered a series of messages and evidence suggesting a premeditated attack. Robinson had allegedly expressed disdain for Kirk's views, particularly on LGBTQ plus issues. He reportedly left a note stating his intent to kill Kirk and later confess to his actions in a message to his romantic partner. Authorities also discovered messages instructing his roommate to delete incriminating texts and remain silent. Tyler Robinson faces multiple charges, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, and obstruction of justice. Prosecutors have announced their intent to seek the death penalty, citing aggravating factors such as the political nature of the crime and the presence of children during the incident. Robinson's first court appearance was held virtually, where he showed no emotion. As the charges were read, the next hearing is scheduled for September 29th, and we will definitely keep you updated. Charlie's death has sparked nationwide debates about political violence, free speech, and the state of American democracy. Vigils have been held in his honor, and lawmakers are pushing for a memorial at Utah Valley University. Yet the incident has also highlighted a deep division within the country. Some view Kirk as a martyr for conservative values, while others see his death as a tragic consequence of escalating political tensions. Charlie's story is a stark reminder of the fragility of our democratic institutions and the dangers. As we reflect on his life and death, we must ask ourselves, how far are we willing to go in the name of political ideology? Now we turn into a lighter segment, Bullshit or Barracks, where Chantel tests our knowledge of military myths and facts. Stay tuned.
All right, crew. It's time for bullshit or barracks. You know the drill. I'll drop some facts about Charlie Kirk, and you tell me if it's straight up truth or total bullshit. Let's see if you know your stuff. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, question number 1. Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA when he was only 18 years old.
That is 100% barracks. We talked about it earlier.
Yes, he said the answer earlier, and I think I said it in the story that my Beneath the Wave segment. I emphasized that he was 18 when he started. I don't remember, did he work on it, like, did he do it alone, or did he work with other people?
Well, he was co-founder, but technically, even if you're co-founder, you're still a founder. So he did find.
He did find the company.
He did find a company.
He did help found the company.
Which, I mean, great. And since we did talk about this in 2 different subjects, if the person who is listening to this gets it wrong, then they're not actually listening to the podcast and they restart.
Facts. Number 2, Charlie once claimed he could recite the entire U.S. Constitution from memory backwards.
I'm calling bullshit. I don't think he can do it backwards. Maybe forwards. He might mess up, but I don't think he can do it backwards.
I think it is bullshit because he knows a lot of stuff and he knows things, but I don't think he could do it backwards.
So the answer is bullshit. He doesn't know it backwards, but he does know it forwards. Number 3, Charlie has testified before Congress on multiple occasions.
I personally want to say both. I want to say it's bullshit just because I don't think it is on multiple occasions. I could be wrong. I could have misread it when I was doing research about Charlie, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the things that I did see about Charlie is that he did testify. I couldn't tell you how many times.
I'm gonna say Barracks. I think I feel like I've seen him in a courtroom before. I just don't know if it's the congressional one or not.
So the answer is bullshit barracks. Depending on framing. It's actually true. He has given testimony, but it's also bullshit to hear rumors about the crazy stuff. So, it's bullshit barracks. Number 4, Charlie wrote a book titled Campus Battlefield about political activism in schools.
I believe it. I think he would definitely write a book about that.
Is that y'all's final answers?
Yeah.
The answer is bullshit. Because of the fact that the title is Campus Battlefield, how conservatives can win the battle on campus and why it matters. So, in a way, I believe that it is bullshit barracks because it is true. He did write a book and the title was Campus Battlefield.
It's very similar.
Or I apologize. The title is Campus Battlefields, but it just has a lot more to it. It wasn't the full title.
Yeah, because I mean, I totally see him writing a book about something like that, but this is more of like how it's more of like a conservative win and not just political activism.
Okay. Question number 5. Charlie Kirk has appeared on more than 50 major news outlets to discuss conservative youth activism.
Oh, I'm going to say barracks.
I definitely believe that.
The answer is barracks. It's 100% true. Which, I mean...
But what's considered a major news outlet nowadays?
Fox, CNN.
Fox, CNN.
The fake news.
Okay, y'all. That's a wrap on Bullshit or Barracks for this episode. How many did you get right? Don't worry if you missed a few. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.
That's all for this bonus episode of Deploy the Drama.
And our condolences to the Kirk family. In our description of this episode, we have included a link if you'd like to support the Kirk family.
Until next time, keep deploying that drama.